It seems like every few days that someone asks online for a card they can show at restaurants in Japan to explain what they can and can't eat as a vegan. This idea was popularised by the vegan passport a few decades ago. Just find the page for the country you're in, show it to the waiter, and wait for your vegan meal to arrive. On the first page of my Taiwan guidebook, I include a similar request, but I don't include one in my Japan guidebook because at best you'll be quickly and politely shown to the door, or more likely, served a meal containing fish, and then expected to pay for it. So in this video, I'll explain why the vegan passport idea just doesn't work in Japan and what to do instead. First, the problem is not the language barrier. It's not culturally appropriate to ask for something off the menu in Japan, and a Japanese chef might actually be more likely to go out of their way to try to prepare something special for a foreign tourist than they might be for a Japanese person, who they'd expect to know that such a request from a walk-in customer is inappropriate if not downright rude in Japanese culture. So what is the problem then? First, there's little understanding of veganism in Japan outside of restaurants known to cater to vegans and vegetarians, so the chef is unlikely to think of all the animal-derived ingredients in their kitchen. Before I knew this, a travel agent kindly arranged for a lovely little minshuku, or B&B, in Nagano Prefecture to prepare me a vegan breakfast. The owner clearly made a great effort to prepare this delicious-looking meal, and then at the last minute she sprinkled dashi, or fish flakes, over the tofu. More recently, I went to check out a restaurant in Kawagoe City which had just added a vegan plate to its menu and been added to Happy Cow. Despite pointing to the vegan label as I ordered it, the chef still added dashi to the soy sauce, probably out of habit. This is normal, even at places which regularly cater to vegans, so I recommend eating at fully vegan or at least vegetarian restaurants as much as possible. But there's another, even bigger problem. In this trusting and efficient society, manufacturers aren't required to list minor ingredients, that's ones which don't make up a significant portion of the product, unless they're allergenic, and many products contain unlisted dashi, lard, and other animal products, often as flavours or processing aids. This also applies to packaged food. If you pick up an item such as an onigiri or rice ball from a convenience store, translate its ingredients and they all seem to be from plants, it'll probably still contain unlisted animal ingredients, probably dashi or fish. But what about animal products which are recognised allergens, such as dairy or egg? While allergen charts can be useful for ruling items out, they can also be a bit of a trap. The symbols mean allergen-free, not ingredient-free, because allergens can be processed in such a way as to remove their allergenic properties, exempting them from the warnings. While unfortunate for vegans, this is perfectly reasonable because allergen warnings are for people with allergens. We have our own vegan label, and we just need more companies to get their products certified, and vegan travellers can help to create demand for this. Another problem is that many ingredients are vague. Shortening, for example, can be from animal or vegetable sources, probably whichever is cheapest at the time. So we can't trust ingredients lists or allergy labels, and we can't get in normal restaurants because their staff won't know which ingredients are vegan either. So how can we know what's vegan? Besides the vegan label, the dedicated volunteers behind isitveganjapan.com write to companies to ask where their ingredients come from, making it the go-to site for vegans in Japan. But the good news for many foreign visitors is that if you're following the tourist trail from Greater Tokyo, including Yokohama, Kamakura and Hakone, to Kansai, that's Kyoto, Osaka, Uji, Nara, Kobe, Himeji and perhaps Koyasan, and then perhaps down to Hiroshima, with good planning you're unlikely to ever need to eat at non-veg places. Happy Cow is generally up to date so far as places which are in business and serve vegan food, but please check Google Maps and their social media for current opening hours or irregular closures. If you can't find a vegan-friendly place open, then it's generally best to go to a chain store which is known to cater to vegans. The ubiquitous Kokorichi Banyu is the most popular, but please be sure to order the vegetarian curry, which is vegan by default, and not the vegetable one, which contains meat. Soupstock Tokyo have expanded all over Japan, and they're particularly common in train stations and shopping malls. Most have at least one vegan curry available at any time. Failing that, there's always convenience stores. These are all covered on isitveganjapan.com and in my guidebook. If going off the beaten track, I also recommend carrying a few baked items from the vegan bakeries, such as Tokyo Vegan Bakes, Mercy Vegan Factory in Osaka, or my personal favourite, Apalila in Kyoto. If all you're looking for is information on food, then you can get by perfectly well with Happy Cow, isitveganjapan.com and Google Maps, especially along the tourist trail. But do you have the time to research and plan where to go when to avoid the worst of the crowds which are bringing many of Japan's quaint, historic neighbourhoods to breaking point? Or which cities are best for vegans to stay in and which are best visited as day trips? Do you have a basic understanding of Japan's famously efficient but often overwhelmingly complicated railway systems? Have you worked out which, if any, rail passes are most cost effective for your travel plans, or how to get the best value from them? Besides topics like these, in my guidebook I also have a chapter on food which covers similar content to this video but in more depth. And as a travel guide, of course I recommend tourist attractions and vegan restaurants in the major cities commonly visited by tourists, and they're woven together into practical itineraries for vegan travellers. It's the product of many months of full-time research and several dedicated trips to Japan, all to create a guide to planning and enjoying a fulfilling, stress-free visit to the land of the rising sun, especially for vegans. For more information or to download a free sample, please check out its Amazon listing. Thanks for watching.